The first sign of trouble came as a faint blip on the radar screens of Earth's orbital defense grid, a cluster of objects hurtling toward the planet at speeds that defied known physics. At first, scientists dismissed it as an anomaly, perhaps stray comets or malfunctioning equipment. But when the objects began transmitting signals in patterns too complex to be random, humanity realized they were not alone. By the time the alien fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, governments had scrambled into action. Emergency broadcasts warned citizens to seek shelter, and military forces mobilized under unified command for the first time in history. The invaders, self-proclaimed emissaries of the Eldari Dominion, didn't bother with diplomacy. Their ships descended like meteors, unleashing waves of energy weapons that turned cities into smoldering craters within minutes. Humanity's response was swift but chaotic. Fighter jets screamed across skies now lit by explosions, only to be obliterated by superior technology. Ground troops armed with conventional weapons found themselves outmatched against towering war machines bristling with plasma cannons. It seemed hopeless. Entire nations fell silent as communication networks collapsed under relentless bombardment. But amidst the chaos, something unexpected happened. In a bunker deep beneath Colorado, General Marcus Hale stared at the live feed from reconnaissance drones. The Eldari forces moved with mechanical precision, their biomechanical soldiers tearing through resistance like paper. He clenched his fists, watching another battalion get wiped out in seconds. Humanity was losing, badly. And yet, they think. "We're weak," he muttered aloud, his voice laced with grim determination. "They have no idea what they've just done." Beside him, Dr. Elena Vasquez adjusted her glasses, her fingers flying over holographic displays filled with data. She was one of the lead researchers on Project Prometheus, a classified initiative designed to weaponize experimental technologies originally intended for space exploration. Until now, it had been shelved due to ethical concerns. "General," she said, turning to face him, "if we deploy Prometheus, there's no going back. These weapons weren't meant for combat. They could destabilize entire ecosystems, or worse." Hale didn't hesitate. "Worse? Doctor, look around. Billions are dead already. If we don't fight back, there won't be any ecosystems left to destabilize." Vasquez hesitated, then nodded reluctantly. "All right, I'll authorize activation, but you need to understand, this isn't just about firepower. This is about showing them why humans are more dangerous than anything they've ever faced." 2 hours later, the tide began to turn. From hidden silos scattered across the globe, missiles streaked skyward, not carrying nuclear payloads, but swarms of nanobots programmed to dismantle Eldari technology at a molecular level. When the first wave hit, the invaders' sleek warships faltered, their shields flickering before collapsing entirely. Ground units froze mid-step as their circuits overloaded, reduced to piles of inert metal and flesh. But that was only the beginning. In Siberia, experimental railguns powered by fusion reactors unleashed hypersonic projectiles capable of piercing even the thickest Eldari armor. In the Pacific Ocean, autonomous submarines surfaced, deploying sonic disruptors that shattered alien vessels like glass. And in orbit, human-built drones equipped with AI targeting systems engaged the remaining Eldari cruisers, turning the once impenetrable fleet into drifting debris. For the first time since the invasion began, the Eldari hesitated. Their leader, a hulking creature encased in shimmering gold plating, emerged from its flagship, broadcasting a message directly into the minds of every surviving human. Its voice was cold, dripping with disdain. "You dare resist us? You insignificant vermin! We are gods among insects. Surrender now, and we may grant you the mercy of servitude." The response came not from world leaders or generals, but from ordinary people. Across the ruins of New York City, a teenager crouched behind a toppled skyscraper, clutching a makeshift flamethrower rigged from car parts. In London, a group of engineers armed with scavenged tech built crude EMP devices to disable Eldari drones. In Tokyo, elderly survivors used ancient katana blades to carve through alien infantry foolish enough to enter narrow streets. And above it all, the rallying cry spread like wildfire. Finally, a reason to get really nasty. As days turned into weeks, humanity adapted. What started as desperate guerrilla tactics evolved into coordinated counterattacks. Civilians became soldiers overnight, wielding tools of destruction born from necessity. Scientists worked around the clock, reverse engineering captured Eldari tech to create even deadlier weapons. The invaders, who had expected easy conquest, found themselves facing an enemy unlike any other. Humans didn't just fight, they innovated. One breakthrough came from Dr. Vasquez herself. Using samples recovered from downed Eldari units, she developed a virus capable of targeting their neural pathways. Dubbed Hellfire, the pathogen spread rapidly among the invaders, causing their bodies to literally tear themselves apart. Within days, entire armies disintegrated, leaving behind twitching husks. Meanwhile, General Hale led a daring assault on the Eldari flagship. Piloting a heavily modified fighter jet, he navigated through a gauntlet of enemy fire to deliver a payload straight into the heart of their command center. As the ship exploded in a brilliant flash, the remaining Eldari forces retreated, fleeing Earth as quickly as they had arrived. When the dust settled, the cost was staggering. Cities lay in ruins, populations decimated, and the scars of war would take generations to heal. Yet despite everything, humanity stood victorious. In the aftermath, world leaders gathered to address the survivors. Standing before a crowd of battered but defiant faces, General Hale spoke words that would echo through history. They thought we were weak. They thought we would kneel. Instead, we showed them what happens when you push humanity to its limits. We are resilient. We are resourceful. And above all, we are relentless. A cheer erupted, echoing across the broken landscape. For the first time in months, there was hope. But somewhere in the depths of space, the Eldari regrouped. Their leader, battered but alive, vowed revenge. "This is not over," it growled, staring at images of Earth's ravaged surface. "Next time, we will bring annihilation." Back on Earth, someone whispered the same phrase that had carried them through the darkest days. Finally, a reason to get really nasty. And so the stage was set for round 2.